Hi everyone, this is Lia. Welcome to my channel. If you just started to learn Chinese Mandarin, if your level is basic, HSK1 or HSK2, or if you cannot make a Chinese sentence perfectly, this video is made for you. I will use the most basic verbs in HSK1 or 2 to give you examples. Before we start to talk about the different tenses in Chinese, first, in Chinese there is no conjugation for the verbs. So it means that you don't need to remember so many different conjugations for the verbs. That's the easy part of Chinese. So in which way we make the verbs into different tenses? First, the time words in a Chinese sentence is very important. Secondly, we use some functional words which has a fixed meaning, which is known as particles before the verb or after the verb to indicate the tense. Let's talk about the present tense. Present tense is the easiest tense to understand in Chinese. You don't need to do anything to the sentence. You don't need to do anything to the verbs. Just the verb itself is the present tense. And it is usually said with words like 常常, which means often, 有时候, which means sometimes, 每天, which means every day, this kind of words to indicate that it's present tense. Let's look at some examples. 我常常吃中国菜。我每天工作。我有时候给他打电话。Now let's talk about the present continuous tense. For present continuous tense, we need to put a particle before the verb, which is 在 or 正在. Let's look at an example. 我正在打电话。I'm on the phone. 妈妈在做饭。哥哥在睡觉。So here is the structure for present continuous tense to describe what is happening right now. Now here comes the past tense, which confused many people a lot. So for past tense, we need a particle le. Le is put after the verb to turn this action into a completed one. For example, 我吃了。我写了汉字。我去了学校。我们喝了茶。So all of these actions is completed because you said le after it. It means that action happened. So that's the past tense. But pay attention, le is not used with verbs like 是, 有, 在. These kind of verbs are indicating whether something is or not something, or existence. And 喜欢, 爱, 觉得. These verbs are indicating emotional feelings. There is no a clear start and a clear end, so you cannot use le with those verbs. I used to like drinking coffee. You can say 我以前喜欢喝咖啡. And there is no le for the verb in the sentence. 我2014年在上海. Which means I was in Shanghai in 2014. It was sometime in the past, but you don't need to say le, and you can't say le for the verb 在. Future tense, The future tense is also not so complicated. You can say a future tense in 3 different ways. First, without any change for the verbs. Second, you can add 要 before the verb. Or the third one, 会 before the verb. Let's look at some examples. 我明天回学校. It means I will go back to school tomorrow. But there is only 回, the verb itself. But still means I'm going to school tomorrow because there is a time, tomorrow, indicating that is a future tense. You can also say 我明天要回学校. 要 means be going to, will do something. It's used with a verb to mean it's a future tense. Another example, 我星期六要去北京. I will go to Beijing on Saturday. And sometimes we can also say 会 before the verb, like 明天会下雨. Tomorrow it will rain. 下午我会去买东西. I will go shopping in the afternoon. The last 2 tenses in our video. Number 5, past indefinite tense. It's to talk about what you usually do in the past. For example, in English, there is a sentence, I used to do exercises before. In Chinese, the sentence will go like, 我以前常常运动. Let's compare this sentence with the present tense sentence. 我常常运动. Is the difference only 以前? The word 以前 means before, which indicate it happened in the past. So basically the past indefinite tense is as exactly as the present tense, but you have to say a time word in the sentence to indicate its past indefinite tense. Let's look at some more examples. 我去年常常运动. 我以前常常旅游. I often go to travel before, but maybe now I don't do it anymore. Now, here we have the last tense we are going to talk about in this video. Past continuous tense, which is said to talk about what was happening at a point of time in the past. For example, just now I was on a phone, or in the morning I was working. Okay, remember the second tense we talked about in this video, the present continuous tense? You should say 在 or 正在 before the verb to indicate it's happening right now. So for the past continuous tense, you can also say like that. There is no any changes, just you need to add the time word to indicate it happened at a point of time in the past. This kind of time words like 刚才, just now, 今天早上, this morning. Let's look at some examples. 我刚才在看书. I was reading just now. 我早上在上课. I was in a class in the morning. So this is our today's video. We talked about 6 different tenses in Chinese sentences. They are enough for beginners for you to make thousands of different sentences if you have enough vocabularies. So now it's your turn to make your own sentences and share them in the comment section. I'd like to hear from you. In my next video, I'm going to talk about the negative form of each sentence in different tenses. They also have some differences. So don't miss out my next video. You can subscribe my channel. I will make more videos for you to learn Chinese. See you next time.